Let's take a look at sharing and how that happens in Google Calendar. So I'm going to come up to my Jeff Cruz, which is my personal calendar. You notice when I hover over the calendar, I have three little dots here. We call these the Dippin' Dots. Click on that and notice that one of the options here is to look at settings and sharing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and this is where I can name my calendar. If I don't like the name of it, I can change the name, add a description, set the time zone, as well as do different things. I can also make this calendar public. So let's say it's not my personal calendar, but rather it's a calendar I want to share with students or parents that involves maybe a sports team or a club or something like that. I can simply click on this little box right here. It's giving me a warning. And what I can do is I can actually turn on and off what they can see. So, for example, if it's my personal calendar, I'm not going to let anybody see everybody see all of the event details. I might just only see free and busy times. I'm going to turn that back off because really what we want to do is we want to come down here and share with specific people. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to type in student. I've got a couple of accounts here, student 1. And I'm going to select this student to share my calendar with. Now notice I can have multiple people, I'll put multiple individuals in here as well. And here is where you get to control what they see. So I may only want them to see when I'm free and busy. So I might have a colleague that we do a lot of planning together and I want to share my calendar, but I don't want them to see all the details of my personal calendar. So I might just click on this. Now, some of your calendars, you might have a group of individuals, so a committee, where you want them to be able to make changes to events and even add individuals to that event. So let's say you're serving on a prom committee or something, or homecoming committee. You can actually create a calendar to where lots of people can create different events on there. So lots of things you can do. For this example, I'm just going to say you can see all event details, right? I click on send. And student 1 is going to get an email saying that, hey, Jeff Cruz has shared a calendar with you, and you can now take and add that to your list of calendars here. Once I'm done, I simply come over here and I click out of this and I get back to my calendar. Now, I'm not going to see anything different in my calendar list here, but student 1, once they get that email and they accept that email as being shared with them, they will see that calendar in this list right here. I can also add a coworker's calendar simply by typing in their email here. So you notice that Dean's name comes up here. So if I click on this, I can click on that and it's going to show Dean's calendar there. And that was already there, so I can close this. So I can click on this X and it would take that away. But I can add coworkers' calendars there. Now, if your coworker has not shared a calendar with you yet, and you add their calendar, then what it would do is it would actually send them an email, and they would have the option of granting you permission to see your calendar or not. There's also some other ways or other things that we can do with calendars here. If I click on this little plus sign, I can actually go out and find calendars of interest. So some of you might appreciate I've got holidays here that I can see, so I can turn these on and off. You notice I can also put in sports calendars. So for example, if I'm a college football fan, I'm going to come down to my team here, which is the Montana Grizzlies, and I'm going to click on that calendar right there, and that's going to add that calendar to my list. Again, I come back, and now when I come back down here to my other calendars, you notice that Montana Grizzlies is listed as one of the calendars. So if I go ahead forward several months here, I should start to see the Grizz games that show up here for the Montana Grizzlies for the fall of 2018. So just to reiterate here what we can do in calendars, I can share each of these individual calendars. So let's say I don't want to share this calendar. I want to come down and share my Cruz Family Happenings, for example. Now this calendar, because I have lots of siblings and sister-in-laws and those things, what you'll notice is when I come down here that I've included several different individuals here that can see this calendar. And a lot of them can make changes because what we wanted to do with this calendar is allow my brothers and their wives and their kids to be able to add their games, their events, and things like that. So it's a very handy way of creating a shared calendar so that everybody can contribute and put in their events. So Google Calendar sharing is very powerful, Make sure when you do share a calendar that you know what information you're sharing. Again, if I come back to here, what you'll notice is that I can toggle these settings right here to say only see the free and busy times, or I can actually give them the opportunity to manage who gets this calendar gets shared with.